In a prior video, we covered what user design is. Now we will look at what separates good user design from a bad one. So keep watching to find out. We've got a whole pipeline of videos coming, so subscribe and tap the bell button not to miss new information. So, what is designing user experience? Let's admit that the term itself is a bit misleading. You cannot really design user experience. Users experience products just the way that they do. There are still some best practices you can incorporate into your product and user journey. This will ensure that the product is just as you intended it to be. Keep listening to find out how. They're a lot more than just fancy colors and flashy titles. At a high level, the products should be user-centered. Let's start with the basics. Not so long ago, users were expected to be adaptable. What does that mean? A company would make a product and assume that user will learn how to use it. This was still the case even if the product wasn't great or did not have good interface. And then the number of choices exploded, and these days are long gone. Now users expect to be at the center of the products. Designs and interface are made to be easy and intuitive to use. Does this mean that you will automatically fail if you don't design for the user? Not necessarily, since you might intuitively know the market really well. However, why would you want to take the chance? When you start with what the customer wants, you minimize the risk of making products that are not needed. That's why large brands spend a lot of money on user and A/B testing. All this money is not wasted. It is used to understand exactly how users respond to small incremental changes. Often these tests are done on us without us even knowing. So next time your browser is a slightly different shade, you know exactly what's going on. Let's get back to user-centered designs. In simple terms, if you want a product that sticks, you need to understand who you are selling to, what are their pain points, how do you solve these, and yes, you should know all three. Let's dive deeper. Products should be as intended. Yesterday, I bought a new umbrella. It was not raining yet, so I did not need to use it. When I intended to use it this morning, I realized that it is so weak, it would not withstand the wind and the rain. How often have you had this situation? You've just bought a wonderful new item. You either download it or take it all the way home, assemble it, and get into the groove to use. A few minutes later, you realize that either it does not work at all, it does not work as you expected it to, or you need something else in order to use it. What would you do? Most likely you will return the product at cost to yourself, even if that cost is an annoyance. Chances are you will never buy from the brand again, and you will tell your mates. You might also leave a bad review. All that could have easily been avoided if the company started with the user and not missold products. Products should be equitable. Everyone should be able to use your product. In the US, 1 in 4 adults identifies as having a disability. This could be as high as 1 billion people in the world. That's a lot of people who very frequently get overlooked. But it's not just disability you might also want to consider. For example, how comfortable your users are with technology. You could also have specific modifications for the product, such as larger handles or non-slip mats. Consider how will your customers access your product. If it is through mobile, is your website optimized for this? What if they are accessing it with a slow or patchy internet connection? As you can tell by the number of people, catering for all can be lucrative. More importantly, it is also a right thing to do. Products should be enjoyable. Life is too short for bad products. An enjoyable product is one that people want to use and enjoy using. It's a little bit of a vague concept, but I am sure you can come up with a list of 3 or 4 products you cannot live without. Why should you care about making your products more enjoyable? It's all about customer satisfaction. If you can create products that customers love using and enjoy using, they'll be happier with your company overall. And that means more repeat business and referrals. These are 2 of the most effective ways for businesses to grow. Products should be useful. In today's increasingly crowded marketplace, it's more important than ever to create products that are not only enjoyable, but also useful. If a product doesn't solve a real problem for its users, it's unlikely to be successful. There are several reasons why products should be useful. What's the most important one? If a product solves a real problem for its users, they're much more likely to use it regularly. This can lead to increased customer loyalty, positive word-of-mouth marketing, and ultimately, increased sales. Additionally, Creating useful products can help establish your brand as a trusted and reliable source of solutions. If your products consistently deliver value to your customers, they'll be more likely to trust you in the future and turn to you for other needs as well. Solve a real problem for the user. They will love you for it. That's a wrap. In this video, we've covered what makes a good user design. We will look at detailed steps in further videos, so subscribe and tap the bell not to miss out.